If you're European and want to do an Erasmus in France, watch this video. I'm going to tell you how much it's actually going to cost you. We have spoken to former Erasmus students and met others who are currently in France. We also encountered many more at food aid distributions here in Paris. What we learned from their stories is that managing the cost of living in France can be really challenging. And you might be wondering, where am I going to find the money? Well, Erasmus will help cover some of your expenses. First of all, you'll get a monthly grant. If you're coming to France, the amount can range from 300 to 600 euros per month, depending on which country you're from. There's a simulator provided by the Erasmus Student Network. We've put the link in the description, but be careful, there are other simulators online that aren't always reliable. We tested the simulator. If you're coming from Ireland, for example, you'll get around 300 euros a month. If you're coming from Denmark, it's around 500 euros a month. And if you're coming from Bulgaria, it's over 600 euros a month. And if you're coming for an internship, not just to study, you can add around 150 euros per month to that sum. Next, you should know that you might also be eligible for an extra 250 euros per month if you're considered a student with fewer opportunities. This includes if you have a disability, already received a scholarship, or if your family has very limited financial means. Finally, you will get travel assistance. This is to help cover your trip to France, like your plane or train tickets. This can range from 28 euros if you're coming from less than 100 kilometers away, all the way up to 1,735 euros if you're coming from a country over 8,000 kilometers away. And if you use a sustainable means of transport like the train, carpooling or a bus, you can get an extra bonus of 50 to 100 euros depending on how far you travel. So that's what's included in the Erasmus program. But you still need to consider the cost of living in France. Think about rent. Student residencies are usually cheaper than renting a private flat, but also groceries, transport and leisure activities. For all of that, you should budget at least 1,200 euros a month, or more like 1,600 euros if you're in Paris. Now that you have all this information, do you think you can afford to do your Erasmus in France? A former Erasmus student we spoke with, Ursula from Romania, told us that the Erasmus grant barely covered half of what she needed to live when she was in Clermont-Ferrand, a town in central France. What about you? Are the Erasmus grants enough for you? Let us know in the comments.